Good morning. It's Monday, September 22nd, the first day of fall. It has nothing to do with this, but once upon a time my friends had a band called Velvet Friend, and I liked that band, and I'm going to play a short song from them right now. Here you go.
Lunging out in desperation, found it wasn't destiny, it was just a minor key. Your plan is nothing more than hesitation. This is nothing you don't know. You've got somewhere to go. So don't use your friends as affirmation. They don't want to hold you down and keep you in this town. You were hoping you could find a little love, no. Your mind is open, though the entry may be rough. Keep on, you may find if you let yourself fall down, you'll find the ground. One day I staggered down an open highway. I had nothing up my sleeve, there was nothing to believe. They all turned their heads and put their hands out for shame and sympathy. Never knew that it was me. My face was bloody and my hands were broken at the bottom and the sides. It was time for me to rise. I was hoping I could find a little love, no. Mind is open, but the entry may be rough. Keep on, you may find if you let yourself fall down, you'll find the ground.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first day of fall, also known as the countdown to frostbite, bankruptcy, and pretending you actually enjoy hayrides. Yes, fall, also known as autumn, if you want to sound like a condescending snob. Fall is when the leaves begin rotting off the trees and directly onto your lawn. Don't even bother raking them, because good old Mother Nature's just going to laugh and dump another giant pile on top of them the second you're finished. But hey, by the end of the season, your yard will look like a giant compost bin. So congratulations. And if that's not enough to drive you totally batty, the fall also means the return of that modern plague on society known as pumpkin spice. This delightful blend of sugar, cinnamon, and something that tastes suspiciously like motor oil will now infect everything. Meanwhile, what does fall mean for the children? Well, they'll be busy dodging COVID, seasonal allergies, and coming home from school with the common cold. It's so common, in fact, that they'll be giving it to you every other week. Well, folks, those are just a few of the wonderful things to look forward to now that fall has officially begun. So enjoy the sights and sounds of migrating birds as they become airborne jerks and dive bomb your newly washed car with adorable little seasonal decorations on your windshield. The fall is finally here, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So cheers to the season and happy sneezing.
Fall. My favorite season is fall.
Next to spring and winter, fall is my absolute favorite season.
The fall season is upon us.
Duck season, rabbit season.
And by season, I mean fall or whatever this is.
Ready to fall.
Fall ahead.
Yay. I love fall. Not trying to, I know I come across condescending with the music and the ads I'm using this morning, but hey, I like fall. I'm ready for it. Bring on hoodie weather. Bring on freaking Han Solo season, right? Go get your vests and your boots. Well, it's almost October. It's September 22nd. Just a wee bit left until we hit October. Just a little over a month until we're in Halloween shenanigans. It's officially spooky season now, right? Because fall's here. Are you feeling productive? Cheers to Monday. Cheers to some rain here in the heartland, which is much needed. I think about 20 after 3 this morning I woke up. It was just, I could tell. Just laying there. It's like, man, it's raining nice and hard right now. Good. Soak it in. Then I walked out this morning, and there's my boy Blue, and he's all wet. He's meow, meow, meow. Oh, my gosh, dang it, boy. Stay out of the rain. Silly kitty. He's such a good boy. Fed the babies, started my day, got my coffee, and a 1 and a 2 and a. It's a morning show. And look at that. We're 6 minutes into it already just because I filled up with so much vignettes. But for whatever reason, last night when I was working on show prep, I thought, you know what? I need to share an old Velvet Friends song. And there's a few of them that I really enjoy. That's really not my favorite Velvet Friends song, but it's a good song. And it's short. So I shared it. It's no Agent Erlbacher, but it is what it is. So, yes, it's officially the first day of fall. The equinox has tripped upon us. Here we are, the autumnal equinox. It's also Rosh Hashanah, which is the new year for our Jewish friends. So, happy Rosh Hashanah. It's National White Chocolate Day, going back to my high school nickname. I can assure you no one's ever called me white chocolate. Although just once. It's Ice Cream Cone Day. Ice cream cone was invented today. Sneak preview for today's nuggets. It's Hobbit Day, so cheers to all my short friends, all my short kings and queens. Hobbit Day for you. Elephant Appreciation Day. And you know what? Better tell your favorite elephant because they never forget. And they know today is Elephant Appreciation Day. I appreciate an elephant. Who doesn't? Right? Just especially after being a big boy, carrying around all that weight, that's a lot of work. A lot of work, elephants, all day, every day. Baby elephants are the cutest. All right, let's get today's TIQ. Where the hell is it? Let's see how you guys do. I hope you're having a good start to the day. You're not really commenting very much this morning. What'd you guys do this weekend? Tell me what you did. Here you go. Today's TIQ. What do people say is the most boring household job? This one will not last very long, I don't think, because there's not a ton of guesses, right? What is the most boring household job? You tell me, friend. It's your job. And we'll see how it goes. Carrie and I went to the Revivify farm-to-table dinner yesterday afternoon, and it was really nice. Sat outside in the middle of Spanish Street. Weather was perfect, fortunately. We were served up some delicious food cooked up by Doc Kane from Port Cape and Dwayne Schaff from Ebb and Flow and Celebrations and Gabrielle Ruggieri of Speck Pizza and Pasta and Sauce. So DJ White Chocolate, not the dishes. That's probably my least favorite. I don't like doing the dishes. It's yuck, you know? But would you rather do dishes or clean the litter box? I really don't know. Neither one of them's a hard job. Just shit that has to be done. Cleaning the bathroom. No. DJ White Chocolate on the ones and twos. Yeah, quoting Vanilla Ice and shit. Vacuuming. Laundry. Nope. Good guesses. But it was nice. And we had dessert. Desserts were delicious. It was a really nice meal. Nice little fundraiser for Old Town Cape. And our downtown crew. I bought some artwork. I bought a print, a really pretty print. I should have brought it in here and shown it to you guys. I'll take a picture and post it up later on. But it's this blue. I don't know. It's a decent size print. It's not massive, which is good. I don't like massive artwork. Decent size print, 11 by 14-ish size. But I don't know. It kind of sucked me in. I kind of was like, I kind of dig that. And it wasn't going for a ton, so I put the second bid on it and won it, if that tells you. So there you go. Hey, it's birthday season. I smell fall birthdays. I mean, first day of fall. Fall means Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving means pie. And nothing says happy birthday like a pie in the face. You ever seen those trick birthday cakes? Like they put a pallet jack under it or some shit that's triggered to launch the cake in their face. They go to blow out the candles, the whole top layer of the cake. I think that's funny. I think everyone should have a cake in their face at least once. taking out the papers and the trash so you don't get that spending cash. No. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't going to rock and roll no more. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. Shaving the cat. Good guess, not it. Metaphorically or literally, neither will be applied. Here, happy birthday to Karen Marks. Karen and I kind of went to school together in high school and didn't really connect again until like a few weeks ago. SEMO football game. She was hanging out with my buddy Will. And it was like, oh gosh. And we talked for like, I don't know, the whole second half. And it was really nice. I enjoyed talking with you, Karen. Happy freaking birthday. They had an adventure, that wedding season, going to fall weddings in now. Ooh, looking fly. Happy birthday. Brandy says, happy birthday to Kim Kelpie and Tammy McCraw. Happy birthday to Tim and Cammy. Well, there you go. Our Kim and Tammy, they're doppelgangers. But yeah, happy birthday to you. Dusting. Alicia, that's it. Told you it wouldn't last very long. Ninja style cowbell, but happy birthday to them and happy winter to Alicia, who nailed the TIQ. Yeah, dusting. The most boring household job is dusting. That's not a far reach. It is pretty damn boring. And plus, if you're like me and I don't like having flecks of things, if you're dusting and you get loose dust, and it just annoys you too, right? Anyway, dusting's poop. Congratulations, you guessed it. But it is fall, right? We always talk about spring cleaning, but you got to fall clean too. Once a year, that's not working. I cleaned the fan blades the other day because this is kind of the time of year where things transition temperately. You got to turn the ceiling fan around. We talked about that last week. Dust your fan blades before you turn the ceiling fan around, y'all dirty motherfuckers. If you don't, you're going to have little dirty caterpillars floating down in your kitchen or wherever your ceiling fan's at. I know. I've done it. Happy birthday to Karen. Happy birthday to Kim and Tammy as well. Brandy, give them a high five from Iceburg. Woo! They'll be so thrilled. It is Lisa Kennard Hiring's birthday today. Lisa, happy birthday. I hope you have a freaking awesome day. I know you'll have an awesome day. Paula Ginter is celebrating her birthday today. Paula is 39 today. Happy birthday, Paula. Lauren Mosley Snyder. Lauren's birthday today. Happy birthday, Lauren. Lauren's probably one of the most patient women I know because she's married to Chris. Chris requires patience. Just like Carrie. She requires a lot of patience to deal with me. Chris is me, but like way more ADD and like cranked all the time. Chris Snyder's always cranked. Lauren stands beside that man and tolerates all the cranked. So happy birthday, Lauren. You're awesome. Who else's birthday? Oh, it's Brad. Brad Bowen. Brad and I worked together in the Emergenza days. Happy birthday, dude. He's probably never watched this show once. Maybe accidentally. Probably not. Happy birthday. I hope it's an awesome day, dude. Sean Golden, happy birthday. Sean and I went to grade school together. And Sean's about 7 feet tall and just a handsome devil. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday to Charlene Hecht, another North Jackson native representing. Charlene's awesome. Happy birthday, Charlene. Chris Martinez of Houston, Texas. Chris is an awesome human. He was one of my cohorts in the Emergenza days that worked there at TME. That's right, TME, Texas Music Emporium, right off Highway 45, home of the dock. Anyway, Chris and Alex and that whole crew back in those days, oh my God, we had so much fun. So much fun. Love you guys. Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday to John D. Hale of John D. Hale Band and 5H Ranch and John D. Hale Industries. I don't know what all you're into. He's an entrepreneur and mother trucker. Happy birthday, John. Hope it's a good one. Amanda Hetherington Lawson. I got that backwards. Amanda Lawson Hetherington, because she married Gary. And that was one of my most favorite weddings I ever got to officiate. It was on home plate of Busch Stadium, the weekend of opening day, April 24th of 2010. So happy birthday to Amanda. Thanks for letting me officiate your wedding, and it was a lot of fun. We had to be careful because they had just painted all the opening day paint job there behind home plate, and you can't step on that shit. That's church. All right, so you had to walk around it. So I had to adjust and recover. They did well. The reception was beautiful. It was a good time. Jonathan Sander, happy birthday. Jonathan Sander and I used to cruise Broadway in his Ford Ranger playing Sir Mix-a-Lot songs. Rosh Hashanah. Hava Nakila Hava. Da. Yeah, it could work. Like Me First and the Gimme Gimmes meets Shanana. Jonathan Sander, happy birthday, dude. And happy birthday to Rebecca Picker. Couldn't pick a better pecker. Wait. Couldn't pick a better Rebecca. You better believe it. Jordan rubs your feet. And that is your birthdays, celebrity birthdays. Singer Jessica Murph is 21. Bonnie Hunt is 64. Apparently there's no one between the age of 21 and 64 that's a celebrity that has a birthday today. Who knew that? It's Scott Baio's birthday. Yeah, Chachi. He's 65. Scott Baio's 65. Who else? Joan Jett, 67 today. Andrea Bocelli, the opera singer, is 67. Debbie Boone is 69. Air guitar for Debbie Boone's birthday. David Coverdale of Whitesnake and Deep Purple is 74 today. Also a rocker. And one more rocker's birthday today. Tony Basil. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blew my mind, son of a bitch. Tony Basil is 82 today. Really, Darren? Yeah, well, she got a late start on her career, you know, in the 80s when she dropped that, oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blew my mind, Mickey. Whatever. She was already like, I think, like 38, 40, around in there when she dropped that one. So let that be a lesson to those of you who think you can't knock it out later in life. You totally can. You totally can do that any time you want. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift to you. First day of fall. Brekkies, Tepkies, whatever's. History nuggets. That's what we're into. Tony Basil's 82. 82, Dennis. You know, sometimes when we get these celebrity birthdays, there'll be somebody that, like, is that age, is 82, 80, something like that. And I'm like, and I think about being a teenager or a kid or whatever and seeing their music video or whatever maybe, or buying their album, but never correlating the fact that the person I was listening to that I thought was so cool was the same age as my dad, right? Now it's like, shit, Tony Basil's 3 years older than my dad. Dad wasn't singing, oh, Mickey, you're so fine, right? But point is, it's like I don't think of it in that generational step like that. It was on this date in 1789 that the United States Postal Service was established by Congress. They said, we need somebody to track all this crap we are folding up and throwing at each other. Oh, cool. Let's make the U.S. Post Office. So they did, 1789. It was a busy first decade for the country. You know, we had to establish a lot of things. First post office, probably had to establish the first office of municipal waste. I don't know. I do know this. The World's Fair, 1903. This fella needed, he ran out of bowls for his ice cream. Looked over at Fernando, the waffle maker. Said, look here, give me them shits. And he curled them up into a cone. And thus was invented the ice cream cone on this date in 1903. I don't know if it was Fernando. I don't know who the waffle guy was. I don't know who the ice cream guy was that made it happen. But you know what? That's a collab. That's how it works, right? We'd never have ice cream cones if it had not been for that situation. Hooray for cone-like serendipity. I guess serendipity, I don't know. It seems like that's a moment of serendipity, you know, when you cones up. 1976, I'm going to fast forward 73 years. 1976, Charlie's Angels premiered on TV. Oh, yeah. Old Bosley. 1976, Charlie's Angels. Man. And in 1979, Eagles band member Joe Walsh announces he's going to run for president. Joe Walsh is nuts. And so many moments over the years, right? It's like the Yogi Berra of music. but way worse. Joe Walsh ran for president. Did not win. Spoiler alert. 1985, 40 years ago, this year, the very first Farm Aid happened. It was in Champaign, Illinois. Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp. They raised $10 million to aid the nation's farmers. This year, Dave Matthews Band, now a big part of that as well. But our friend Southern Avenue, whom I got to interview a couple times, and they played in Cape a few times. Dave Matthews saw them play at something else earlier and said, I want to get you guys involved in something. Dave Matthews basically snatched them up and had them play at Farm Aid with them. How cool is that shit? Right before him. Like, y'all are opening for me. Y'all opening for me, Dave Matthews said. I don't hear Dave Matthews talking like this at these airways down on that stage. Anyway, I don't know how Dave Matthews talks because I've never had the opportunity to really catch him much in an interview. But I think that's pretty awesome for them. Anyway, hooray for Farm Aid, 1985, celebrating 40 years. What else? 1986, Alf made its debut on ABC, or NBC. Dope! How about that cat? I can't do an Alf voice anymore. When I was a teenager, that was it, man. I was 12 years old when that dropped. You tell me I didn't geek out over that stupid show? Psh, at 12? How about this? 1987, Full House debuts. Whatever happened to predictability? The newsman, the paperboy, the internet TV. Full House. 1994, Friends premiered. Hey, it's John's birthday today. 1982 was a great year. Yeah, happy birthday, John. Amir, 43, just a baby. Just a wee baby. You know, I played a little Velvet Friend this morning, Desmond, just out of the blue. Felt like digging up some old Jackson Boys music from way back in the day. Let's see, what else? 2003, if you're an American Idol fan, and I've never really watched the show, to be honest, but I did find some humor in the early tryouts. Remember when they'd show just the people that you're like, aw, I feel better about myself because I watched that person try out for American Idol. Well, one of them that kind of stole America's hearts was William Hung. He was this Korean guy, kind of broken English, right? And definitely not a karaoke superstar, but the confidence of one. And came out, balls out, and got out there. She bang, she crazy about the way she move. No. Something. William Hung put out 2 albums. He came on and sang terribly in this karaoke thing, but was just honest. The most honest thing I saw on that entire show ever. And he put out a Christmas album and he put out a regular covers album. I have them digitally. We're not going to play any of them today. It almost always comes back to Cartman. She bang. 2004, Lost premiered on ABC. Did anybody else watch Lost in its entirety? That was one that my mom and I shared as far as shows go. We shared a lot of books and a lot of shows. Lost was one of them. Some people were disappointed with how it all wrapped up. We're not going to talk about it. It was like 20 years ago now. But Lost was a good show. You can watch it. I think it's on Netflix, maybe. One of the streaming services has it. Same day, 2004, Lost premiered, and the FCC fined CBS $550,000 for showing Janet's titty. Yup, that's what they ended up having to pay. Her right breast was exposed during the Super Bowl halftime show. Have you naked by the end of this song? Janet titty. Oh no, $500,000. $550,000. I wrote check. Janet said, sorry, Nipplegate. Hulu has it. That's the one. Okay, I thought I saw it on one of them here recently, just kind of doom scrolling. Lindsay, good morning. How you doing, lovely lady? Did you have a nice weekend? I hope you did. 2007, French mime Marcel Marceau passed away at the age of 84. He was just laying there, and they're like, God, is he? Is he? He's so good. Is he? Yes, he had passed away. If you blinked, you missed it. Oh, I know. And didn't we all pause. We all pause. Those early streaming era, right? And then you had the ability in some spots to be able to pause it. All work, no play. That's no fun. You have to have a afternoon delight on a rainy day, you know? Put a little Baileys in the coffee. Afternoon delight. Back in 2015, one of my favorite things that's ever happened in the history of mankind, the Happy Birthday song, Happy Birthday to You, of which we have always sung, but was trademarked, copywritten. The Happy Birthday copyright was ruled invalid, and that put the song in the public domain, which means nobody got to make money off of Happy Birthday to You. Now that shit's free, and it has been for 10 years. Cheers to the public domain. Wah, wah, wah. Jazz hands. There you go. We need Stone Richards to come in here. Boy, oh boy, Stone. We've got actual precipitation falling. I know. I can tell. You just came in. Look at his hair. That guy. Oh, Stone, you cad. All right, so rain is kind of in the forecast for the week. And that's okay. We'll dry up by the weekend. So it's if you work... Ow! Sorry. Toe went the wrong way for a moment. Feet hurt. 67 degrees right now in downtown Cape. There's rain. There's fog. There's mist. Dare I say, mist. But we'll warm up looking at for the week. 80% chance of showers throughout the day today. 60 tonight, 60 tomorrow. 90 Tuesday night. Wednesday, 80 percentages. So pretty much rain the week. It's going to be slow and steady. No real thunder boomers, mega winds, or any kind of severe weather warnings we got to worry about or watches. Wonderful, he says, to continue the alliteration. But really just going to see those highs sit around upper 70s, 78, 79, 80-ish. Lows upper 60s, 67, 66. And just chances of rain. Slow and steady wins the race, fills the rain gauge, and helps relieve some of the drought that we've been dealing with. I'm a happy camper to see the rain come in. Yeah? So we got that going on. And then as we step towards the weekend, things kind of wrapping up Thursday night. Low of 58. And then for Friday, a slight chance of showers, but mostly sunny skies and a high of Saturday, sunny, high of 80. Sunny on Sunday, high of 82. Stone Richards, weather lord, and from what I understand, quite the pickleball player. Yeah. You old white guys in your pickleball. Let's get some brekkie bits. It's brekkie bits time. Hey, what's popping? What's popping up in your toaster? Here you go. Here's your Marry, Screw, Kill Toast, Bagel, English Muffin. Go. Marry, F, Kill, Toast, Bagel, and English Muffin. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, we do. Pastures are crispy. It's going to be a sloppy mess by the end of the week, but that's all right. It'll soak up. And honestly, it's going to take a little while before we get mud anywhere, just because of it's not coming down heavy, so we're not expecting any flash flooding. You just let it soak. But Marry, F, Kill, Bagel, Toast, or English Muffin. I'm marrying the English muffin. I'm killing the bagel, and no, wait. Let me. I flipped that. I'm marrying toast. I'm killing English muffin, and I'm effing the bagel. A as a whole, but B it's got that cushion. Yeah, Dennis, exactly. So there you go. I don't know what brought that up, but I felt like it needed to be here. A little sad note for the country music fans and our Nashville family out that way. Brett James, songwriter in Nashville. He was 57 years old. He wrote like Jesus Take the Wheel and When the Sun Goes Down. You know that Kenny Chesney jam that's probably made $1 gazillion? When the sun goes down, I can have some tequila or whatever it is. When the sun goes down. Anyway, Brett James, he's a songwriter that wrote these things. Best gig in the world you can get is a country music songwriter. You write these good-ass songs, play them out, and then sell them to somebody, and you can make some money off of that, and you don't have to tour. You don't have to fuck with it, right? If you want to play it at the bar and say, here's a song I wrote for Kenny Chesney, y'all might recognize it. Like, you really wrote that? Hell yeah. That's why I'm only here, because I felt like playing this weekend. I don't need the money. Anyway, There was a small plane crash and took his life over the weekend. Brett James, 57 years old, man. That's just sad. Apple dropped its new products, iPhones, AirPads, iPods, and Pickle Pods, and all that stuff. The new Apple AirPods Pro 3, the latest version of their little Q-tips that hang out of your ears, it uses AI to do real-time translation. Real-time translation. So you're at, you just jumped across the border into Juarez, and you want some lemonade. You go to the lemonade stand, they're like, okay, you got your AirPod 3, and you're like, fuck, I hear everything he's saying. You can answer because it's real-time translating. $250 for the new AirPods Pro 3, which is about what the AirPods Pro 2 costs, right? It's kind of always been in that couple $150. That's fair, Dennis. Yeah, the English muffin just has to go down. And as much as I love an English muffin, it's tasty. All the pockets, the holes are the best. But, yeah, it's got to go take it out. And a bagel can't stick around long after either. Like, we get done, bagel's got to go home. Toast is going to be back shortly, and toast is just, you got a sick day, you don't feel like eating anything else, it's either saltines or toast. Toast was there to save your life. You never saw a bagel coming around trying to save your life, going to eat me. No, I'm just going to sit here on this shelf until you're ready to take me home. That's a bagel. Speaking of crazy guys, Gary Busey has been sentenced to 2 years probation for a sexual offense stemming from an incident when he appeared at a 2022 horror convention in New Jersey. And if you don't have a good story coming out of a horror convention in New Jersey, then you're just not living right. But somebody had their own horror story with Gary Busey. I did not bother to look for any details, nor do I want any for whatever happened with this. He's bad enough on his own. Look at Dennis is angling to get kicked off Facebook again. I don't want to be a part of this trend, but adult pacifiers are apparently trending. Becoming quite the thing. I don't understand why. Is this that bullshit like back in the late 90s, early 2000s when the little LSD kids and the ravers had a fucking pacifier, but they were hiding drugs in it and not telling anybody? Dumb shit like that, but it was just like, don't be a menace. Apparently that's making a pacifier. Come back. Don't do that. Please. Please don't. Don't encourage your other adults to do it. I don't care how much you appreciate and you want them to be themselves. No. Yeah, great for your teeth. Yeah. Everybody's going to have British overbites. Uber Eats is teaming up with the drone company Flytrex to be test marketing drone food delivery. That's right. You have, there's your DoorDash, bitch. Flytrex is already operating in Texas and North Carolina as a company. They don't know which markets that Uber's going to be doing this in, but I would assume it might be in those since they're already in those states. They plan on doing it by the end of the year, though. So there you go. Madonna, if you're a big Madonna fan, you'll be happy to know she plans to release a new dance album early next year. Madonna. Yeah, go so party on Wayne, party on Garth, party on Madonna. Showing. Not so much for me. Brad Pitt sold his home in L.A. It was ransacked by robbers, and this was like, I don't know, a month ago or so. Broke in, they just trashed the fucking house, robbed the shit out of it. And he said, you know what? I'm done. I'm selling the house. So he sold it for like $5.2 million. Austin Butler bought it. I had to look up who Austin Butler was, and I still don't really care who he is, but he was like born in 91. He was like a Nickelodeon kid or something. You guys probably know who he is. Probably had some show called Austin's Amazing Adventures or something. I don't know. Regardless, he now has Brad Pitt's old house. So if any of you guys are friends with Austin, you say, hey, before you like remodel, can I just go in there and smell everything, sniff the sheets, chair cushions? You know you want some Brad Pitt essence. Okay. Something that we've not really spent a lot of time on, but it's still one of America's favorite hobbies and a great way to de-stress is mini golf. How many of you hate mini golf? Good morning, Bethy. Do you hate mini golf? I like mini golf. I think it's fun. Don't play it very often. I don't intentionally seek out mini golf, but a lot of times if we're on vacation or we've got an extra day and we're out of town somewhere, we'll say, it would be fun. Let's go play some mini golf. Maybe do some karts. I'll do the race karts. Let's go. But mini golf, this is my kids and I, and Carrie was there. We were playing some mini golf at Union Station up in St. Louis. And this was, again, we had a little daytime downtime. Went over to the aquarium, played a little mini golf as well. It was good times. It's fun with the kids. Yeah, it is absolutely fun. And depending on the mini golf course, for me, I like the challenging ones. This one doesn't have a lot of the windmill that laughs at you or any of that Happy Gilmore shit. But I'd love to play one of those where there's like a big Buddha belly and you got to get it right in the belly button and then it poops out and goes a hole in one or whatever. Those are fun. I like those. I like those interactive ones. Right across the street from the pageant in St. Louis is an indoor one that's kind of fun. We went and played that before as well. But mini golf, it's technically yesterday was mini golf day, but we don't do a Sunday show. So I felt the need today to give a little love to the mini golf game and the shenanigans therein. So here is a top 10 mini golf facts list for you. And one of the earliest ancestors of mini golf is still in operation in St. Andrews, Scotland, the home of golf, right? But in St. Andrews, the St. Andrews Ladies Putting Club's Himalayas is this undulating miniature links that's laid out. And it was built in 1867 with help from old Tom Morris to give women a dedicated putting ground. So they built the first mini golf for women. Well, everybody likes to play with it, so they get to. Today it's open to the public, and it is often cited as the first purpose-built putting course, right? Intentional. So there we go. He was the one that did the Elvis movie, Trevor. Sorry, I missed your comment. Yeah, which I didn't see. But, again, I Googled him, and there's his IMDb, and I'm like, oh, okay, he was the Elvis movie guy. Did a pretty good job from what I understand. I feel like I saw him on a talk show when he was promoting it. Thought, well, what a handsome young fella. America's first famous backyard showpiece course was Thistle Dew in Pinehurst, North Carolina. It was built by James Barber in 1916, between 1916 and 18. It was built by James as a formal garden with 18 demanding holes. Its name pronounced Thistledew because became mini golf lore. Thistledew. Contemporary and state historical accounts place it among the earliest standardized U.S. courses. Monday. We're talking mini golf, Gregory. Played some fun courses. I'm sure we've hit those, the Orange Beach tourist traps. Got to hit those mini golf spots, too. There used to be a pretty decent mini golf course in Cape many moons ago, like when I was in high school. I don't know if you remember that. It was over where now that's that RV park is there and the club car wash on the backside of Seis Amigos. But there was a mini golf course there once upon a time. That was kind of a gentle, easy date night. Number 3, a materials breakthrough by Thomas McCullough Fairbairn, and an artificial green made of cottonseed hulls, sand, oil, and dye helped spark a nationwide craze, and New York City alone boasted roughly 150 rooftop mini golf courses by the 20s. Then the Great Depression hit, and people were not as concerned with mini golf. So did the Great Depression kill the mini golf craze? Yes, it did. But there was a shitload of them, and they made artificial turf, and all of a sudden everybody and their brother could have a mini golf course on their roof at the condo. Oh, come on, Terrence, let's go play some mini golf. Yes, putt. The roadside obstacle-packed version, which is the ones that I talk about where like you got to go up the dinosaur's tail like reverse Flintstone style and that kind of stuff. Anyway, the roadside obstacle-packed version exploded after Chattanooga hotelier Garnet Carter patented Tom Thumb Golf in 1927. He basically packaged up mini golf, roadside obstacle fun, called it Tom Thumb Golf, put it in a trailer, and sold it out, franchised it. Thousands of courses. Tom Thumb golf all over the damn place. You can find information back in the New Yorker from 1930 that chronicled the rise of the meteoric rise, dare I say, of the mini golf fad. Now, that was our tip number 4. Number 5, the tightly standardized putt-putt brand that was actually trademarked brand putt-putt. That began in 1954 under Don Clayton in North Carolina, quickly developing a pro tour. Oh, shit, now we're getting serious. The Professional Putters Association, or the PPA, launched in 1959 and later would televise the championship matches. Skilled putting brought to a wider audience. Yeah, televised. There's a KISS mini golf one in Vegas. That would be cool. Glow Mini would be fun. Yeah. The Blacklight mini golf. Oh, God, I forgot about Overboard. Oh, God, I forgot about that. That was Overboard. That was, what's a blonde's name? I can't think of her name. Not Suzanne. It was who was that? It wasn't Jeff Bridges. Oh, shit. Who was on Overboard? Maybe I'm thinking Captain Ron. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Number 6, in international competition, players don't rely on one ball, by the way. WMF-style mini golf uses highly specialized balls that vary in size, shape, weight, hardness, surface, bounce. Custom balls. With catalogs running into the thousands and bounce limits defined by the sports rules. It's some serious biz. Elite players select different balls, hole by hole, to optimize rebounds and spin. So like the mini golf game on your phone where you can switch balls, that's not them being extraneous. That shit happens in the real mini golf pro world. They're just keeping it real on your app. How about that? Imagine having a mini golf caddy. Gary, give me the blue 6 Dempler. Perfect. I'll take the 0.2 ouncer for this hole. I need a lightweight. Anna Faris. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, Trevor. Thank you. So that was Overboard. Okay, that my head was picturing it movie poster style, but then for some reason Captain Ron kept coming into my head. That's probably Ron's fault. Ruby's here. Rube, how'd I miss Rube the noob? Oh, there she is. Good morning. Good morning, Rube. Hope you're well. We're talking mini golf. It's riveting shit. The World Mini Golf Sport Federation recognizes several distinct court systems. They have the concrete, fiber cement style, felt golf, and mini golf open standard, or MOS, each with its own lane geometry and hazards. Tournament play can feel a lot different from a casual seaside round, okay? So just FYI. Yeah, cool. Balls. A perfect 18, which is an ace on every hole, right? 18 holes, a hole-in-one on every shot. It's officially attainable on the short, precise Eternit system. That's the fiber cement system. It's been recorded many times there, but it remains vanishingly rare on other systems according to the game's strategic depth. So it's hard to get a straight 18 on anything but the Eternit. It's just tough. Just saying. In UK, they don't call it putt-putt. They don't call it mini golf. The homegrown term there is crazy golf. Hey, let's play some crazy golf. Yeah! The World Crazy Golf Championships have been staged on the Hastings seafronts for the last 22 years, drawing international competitors. Everybody has to use the same ball, though, in the World Crazy Golf. The same ball. This is a quirk that levels equipment advantages, of course. Recent coverage shows the events a mix of whimsy and elite competition. So it's good they have a little fun with it, kind of like those Red Bull launching off the ramp things. Like you want to get there, but you want to get there in style. And your last little mini golf, why are we still listening to this, Darren tip? Windmills and gnomes aside, modern courses can be serious feats of engineering. Felt courses specify industrial carpets and weather-resistant structures. Competitive layouts are built to tight tolerances, so rebounds are predictable. It's almost like billiards, turning mini golf from less novelty into more precision action. Damn, Even curling teams are like, boy, that's some tight mini golf. So there you go. Mini golf day was yesterday. I usually take the blue ball. It's the way of the dad. All right. Some did you know stuff. Some non-mini golf related facts and figures. How's your resume? Have you updated your resume in a while? You may have not needed to, but it's important to keep it up to speed, especially in the economic times and our political climate. Things are always in flux in some degree. Nearly 40% of adults say that they are embarrassed by the very first resume they had. I don't know how old of a copy that I still have available somewhere, but, resumes forever. I'm sure it was dumb, and it was probably done on a Brother word processor with a little quick print. But, were you embarrassed by your first resume? What is the gift we most often buy in the wrong size for somebody? Gloves. Oh, I got you some new winter gloves. Are they isotoners? Fuck yeah, they're isotoners. Well, they're too small. Well, I'm sorry, OJ. I didn't know you had man hands. But yeah, gloves. It's usually what we screw up. In a poll, men said that the most confusing appliance is the washing machine. Do better, gentlemen. Do better. So let's say you're a soda drinker. You take a 12-ounce can of Coke, Pepsi, whatever the hell your fave is. It will take about 23 minutes of exercise to burn off the calories from that one can of soft drink. Now, that's a regular sugary soft drink. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, whatever. 23 minutes of exercise to burn off that one can. Bro, I had a 32-ouncer today. Well, you got to go walk for an hour. Go walk for an hour because you got to burn it off. What else? Let's see. Only 2% of Americans say they still use a clock radio. Do any of you guys still have a clock radio? Maybe you stole it out of a hotel room one time because you didn't need an alarm clock at home. I don't. I use my phone. That's my alarm. I don't remember what my alarm sounds like in the morning. I hate it. 40% of married men say their wives are backseat drivers and they don't like it. Not mine. I am for her. I'm hypercritical of Carrie's driving, and that's terrible of me. It's a big fault. Big fault. Thank God she's patient. 976 Wake. This Easy-E, how can I set your alarm? Let's see what else. The famous North American landmark, Niagara Falls, constantly moving backwards. Yep, it's the truth. A quarter of all couples invite guests hoping they won't come when they're planning their wedding. So they're planning their wedding. We're so excited. We're making this guest list. We invited people. We hope that they don't come. But you're obligated, aren't you? You're obligated. It's your stepmom's half-sister's son who you hung out with in third grade for one weekend. But, hey, mom says you got to invite him. That's just dumb. Where is Lorraine? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe Lorraine's on a whirlwind tour this morning. Maybe she's sleeping in, which would be okay. Lorraine is here like clockwork, though. Dads, do you allow your kids to touch the thermostat? It's not ever even been an issue in our house. We're set it comfortably, and it's set up to change itself when it needs to. But 65% of fathers refuse to allow their children to touch the thermostat. Get your damn hands off that thermostat. Mess around and run up my light bill. But no, 65%, a majority of dads are like, nope. If you could afford it, would you take a trip to outer space? If you could afford it, would you take a trip to outer space? Money's not an object. Just would you go or would you not? I have to put a depends on that. I mean, all we've seen so far, right, is the upper atmosphere, blah, 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 just outside into non-orbit level, 11, 12 minutes, and then back in. That would be not for me. I would need more time than that in space. On the 6 you have there at church. Yeah, I mean, you got to do it, right? People want to jack with them all the time. We had locks on these. They're not locked. And I can tell you why, but that's off air. And finally, according to one bridal magazine, about 20% of people say the dad giving away the bride is the least favorite wedding tradition. Well, they're not dads. I don't know. People are like, it's outdated and it's archaic. It's okay to have things that are outdated and archaic. It's called history and preservation of interest. If that's what the family wants to do, then fucking go for it. Who cares? Sometimes it's a mom giving away. Usually it's a mom and dad giving them away. But it's like, here, my child is now your wife to be, and we relinquish. Now you got to pay that insurance, sucker. By the way, 2 out of 5 of us would take that trip to space. 40% of us would. If money wasn't the object, we'd go to space. See, that's what I'm saying, Dennis. If it's Katy Perry space, I wouldn't. There's so much preparation for just, I don't know. I can see somebody else's pictures. I want to experience space. I want to be up there with E.T. hanging out. This is a one-way trip. Sorry, sir, your check bounced, so you can't come back. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Football. It's the season. We've got college and high school. I had high school Friday night lights. Cape Central, nice win on Friday night. SEMO coming in playing Saturday against SIU. Not a win. Got our faces rocked, but lost the wheel, kept our pride. Go SEMO. But officials at NFL games and all the way through down to high school, officials take a lot of shit. You know what I mean? On field, off the field, it's a tough job. It's a hard job. This is Ron. Ron is not a football official. He's a referee official. And this picture's from 20 years ago. He'd look at this and go, oh, why'd you use that? Well, you should watch my morning show. I'd use it more often. Yeah, it just wasn't orbit, but it was outside of the atmosphere. So it was in that buffer zone. We're not in orbit. I just want to go up in orbit. You know what I mean? Give me a day in orbit. So we're going to talk about the role of the officiating crew at an NFL game, a little zebra hierarchy, if you will. For NFL games, National Football League games, the big kids, there are 7 on-field officials, each with a different position. The referee, the umpire, the down judge, the line judge, the field judge, the side judge, and the back judge. And I'm judging your back all day. The 8th member of the crew is the replay official that sits in the booth and gets the videos ready, right? Here's the breakdown of each position. So the number 1, the referee, stands in the offensive backfield. So he's behind the quarterback in that area, okay? 15 yards deep on the right side of the formation. They wear a white cap. And if you ever hear anybody say, where's the white hat? Where's the white hat? That's who they're looking for, the referee. They oversee everything related to the officials and the pace of the game. They are a leader of the officiating crew. The white hat is the field boss, all right? Communicates all the foul calls. So when you're hearing offsides, number 42, defense, repeat second down, whatever. He communicates the foul calls, determines if a measurement is necessary. Like, did they get the first down? White hat's bringing out the chains. We're going to measure. So that's the referee. Referee is the white hat. Umpire stands in the offensive backfield as well, stands opposite the referees. On the other side, this is the one that checks the player's equipment, marks penalty yardage, digs through the piles on fumbles and shit, and has to figure out who's got the ball at the bottom. That's the umpire. That's his job. And directly engages with the players on both teams. So umpire is kind of like the vice president. He's got to take a lot of the shit and doesn't get a lot of the credit. The down judge stands on the opposite sideline from the line judge. The down judge looks directly down the line of scrimmage. So when they're set up on the ball, ready to battle, his eyes are on the prize, looking straight down the line, okay? He directs the chain crew. He watches for offsides and encroachment. That's his calls to make right there. And they make sure to inform the referee of the current down. It's third down, sign's right. Line judge stands across from the down judge and looks directly down the line of scrimmage. 2, this individual gets to count the players on the field, make sure they're the right number on offense, not too many players on the field, and rules on players near the sideline on their side. So they're also watching the players on the side. The field judge stands in the defensive backfield, 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage on the same side as the line judge. They're watching the receiver, the closest receiver and defensive back to them for like pass interference or, holding calls, those kind of things. And they count the defensive players on the field. So their job is to make sure there's not more than 11 dudes out there and that they're not too touchy-feely. Side judge stands back there as well, but 25 yards from the line of scrimmage. They are the primary timekeeper, okay? The side judge, if the clock screws up, they're watching the closest receiver for potential penalties too, right? And they count the defensive players as well, watch the sidelines, looking for those out of bounds, stepping when they're running down, and oh. And the side judge gets to signal the end of each quarter. So the side judge handles the clock and then watches, typical penalty stuff. The back judge is 30 yards downfield and stands between the hash marks. And the back judge keeps track of the game clock and manages all the media breaks. So the back judge calls out, media timeout, 2-minute media timeout. We're going to keep this one here. I'm Eric Shawn. Did you know that? And those are your 7 officials for an NFL game. So there you go. A little science for you this morning. And remember that. Now you got a little more knowledge in your head. You go watch a football game this week with somebody. You'll be like, oh, that's the line judge. I learned about him on Darren's show. Really? What'd you learn? I don't remember. NFL officials can earn $300,000 a year. Now, that's, elite level officiating. The NFL actually doesn't provide the official numbers, HR being what it is, but the now expired collective bargaining agreement on the league was used, so that's how we get that general idea of compensation from the bargaining agreement. So the average NFL referee is likely making around $205,000. That works out to about $12,000 per game. They do have a 401k, but there is no insurance or anything like that. So they got to figure that out themselves. But for a couple $100,000 a year, you can figure out insurance. $12,000 a game, though. So you better take your shit seriously. Now, if you only make 12 calls that entire game, that's $1,000 a call. You're such a good bargain. All right, that's it. What does Judge Reinhold do? He dresses like a pirate. All right, warm and fuzzy time. First day of fall. Sweater time. Look at the hug here. I can't remember where this one came from. Is this an AI? I feel like it looks awkward. Like her sweater puppies are a little higher shadowed, like AI was trying to show more boobs. But it might be real. But then I don't know what's going on. Her hand's on his thigh. He's absolutely swallowing her side of her head. Her arm seems awkward to me, like he should have gone under. So maybe she's not really into this hug. Maybe she's protecting her breasts from his arm, and he's being aggressive. And she's pinning that leg so that if he starts going sideways, she can punch him in the balls. Tell you what, we're just not going to analyze it anymore. We're going to say it's a hug, and that's a nice thing. Happy fall, y'all. Here's some fun. WKBN says Sister Renee Parma of Lowellville, Ohio, recently celebrated her 105th birthday by hitting the golf course. Not the mini golf course, the big kid golf course. She is legally blind, and she is a nun. She enjoys playing golf with her friends. Sister Parman says golf keeps her young at heart, and she hopes to continue enjoying the sport. And at 105 and you're still out golfing with your friends, legally blind, just say 4 a lot. But glad you can enjoy it. I know, right? Like, it's like encroaching on the area. Don't stare too long, Bethy. Get verklempt up in here. It's like the cover of a really shitty romance novel. Like, this is the Hallmark at Walmart's romance novel cover. Hugs from Thomas. Yeah, I can't tell that close. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know who puts this shit together. Hey, the Daily Express says in Aurora, Illinois, home of Wayne Campbell, the dog from Aurora, recently rescued himself. Did he rescue himself? Yes. You may have seen this video going around. This one I've seen a few places. But it was a house fire. A police officer goes into the house to clear the house, finds the dog, but the dog takes and shows him, here's my leash so we can go. The dog was not going to run out of the house without being properly tethered because that's how he'd been trained. So he took the cop to his leash, and they got the leash on him and then led the dog out to safety. But good job, doggo, and way to maintain composure and responsibility. Roof. Roof. He's a good boy. It does. Her face, the smile looks fake as hell, right? Like she's like, oh, I'm tolerating this. Like he's been pretending to be gay for 3 years just to get this hug. It's terrible. Sorry. We're going to have to burn this warm and fuzzy image after today's show. This one's going away forever. WLKY says a New Jersey couple recently got engaged at the Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville. I don't know if any of you guys were there. I had several friends at Louder Than Life. I don't know if they were there for this. But how about that? Rob Randall proposed right in the middle of a fucking circle pit. Yes! He held up a sign and said, let's make a circle pit, let's make a circle pit. And they did, and they opened it up. And when they opened it up, Mr. Randall dropped to one knee amidst the sludge and the mudge and proposed to his lady. And the future Mr. and Mrs. Randall expressed their love for each other. Drove 800 miles to get to the festival to make the proposal extra special. I do not know, honestly, what band was playing when they proposed. I'd be curious to know that. That wasn't included in the story. But that's pretty cool, right? Make it somewhere memorable. And for them, that was something where their hearts joined, right? Maybe they met at a festival in a circle pit. You know, maybe she got a bloody nose, ran into his face, and ended up talking it out. Next thing you knew, they fell in love. Anything's possible. Rock and roll love is a beautiful thing. For early 2000, The Audition. The Casting Couch. Starring Girls Gone Wild star. All right, there you go. There's your warm and fuzzies. That's your show for today. It's 8:33. I got a meeting coming up at 9 o'clock that I'm fully unprepared for, so I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great day, all right? Be a nice human. I will see you on Wednesday morning. We'll do the show Wednesday, okay? Go ye therefore and rock. It's the first day of fall. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Have a great day. Be a nice human. Any more words of Mickey Sharp? Peace. I'm out.